48 hours ago, I booked a ticket to Albania. Now I'm standing in the Accursed Mountains. Best idea ever? Or the dumbest move of my life? This was supposed to be a dream hike.
Never seen anything like this in Europe before.
Within days, I was sick, exhausted, questioning everything. I'm not a hardcore adventurer. I just wanted to see what happens when you say yes to a crazy idea. Turns out, it's a lot. This wasn't in my summer plan.
I fear that mountain right now.
But life's short. And really, how many summers do we get anyway? This is the peaks of the Balkans. Let's go. Although technically, it all started at Warsaw Airport. Me, a backpack, and the brilliant idea of packing more gear than clothes. Classic move when you're traveling only with a personal item.
Welcome to Tirana. I landed last night and I got this feeling like I am again in Balkans. People here smoke like chimneys. Taxi drivers still actually ask you if you want to ride, unlike in many other countries in Europe. And men, well, subtlety is not really in the game. Staring is like a national hobby apparently. So I'm here waiting for food. I just managed to withdraw cash from ATM. I think my order is ready. I used to live in Greece for 1 year, so I get a throwback to those good old times. Okay, that's enough of Balkan gossip. It's time to get to important things.
Breakfast, check. Cash, check. Time to hop on a bus to Shkoder.
Okay, little plot twist. There was so much traffic that I got stuck between Tirana and Shkoder for 3 hours. And I missed my bus to go to the Theth. So I had to change my plans a little bit and adjust. So I'm going tomorrow to the mountains at 7 a.m. Today I'm exploring this cute little town of Shkoder.
Now, I'm not gonna play the smart travel guide here and tell you all the must-sees in Shkoder. That's not this kind of vlog. At the time, I barely knew anything about this little capital of northern Albania. But what I noticed immediately? It might be just a food oasis. And I was right.
Try to chase it away.
It's also a perfect place to stock up on snacks before the big hike. Oh, and it's where I bought a new backpack. Which, spoiler alert, I ended up needing more than ever.
Never too far.
But honestly, all I wanted was to see the mountains. There's this strange battery inside me that only recharges with a real hike. And lately, it has been running low. Just catching my first glimpse of the mountains in Theth gave me a little charge. Instantly, I was grateful to be there, even though I knew almost nothing about that part of Europe. But then I thought, you can't possibly have it all figured out. There is adventure in not knowing.
I just ate one blackberry. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to eat these blackberries. They look slightly different than the ones that I have in my garden. But every single time I get to eat even a single forest fruit, I become anxious that I might get poisoned. You never know. I'm not an expert. I'm a pretty neurotic person. Like, you may not see it through the videos, or you may see it, I don't know. Because I'm pretty neurotic, I fear things all the time. I fear that this cow might attack me, will fall off a cliff if I stand on the edge of one. The plane will crash. I fear things all the time, but I do things anyway. And I think that's the real courage. So every time when I eat forest fruit, I get this feeling like I am choking, or like that forest fruit got stuck in my throat. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, this is just a plain nature of being neurotic AF.
I got to my guest house just in time for check-in, and suddenly, boom, a thunderstorm. But it passed as quickly as it came. The mountains cleared and sunshine poured back into the valley like nothing had happened.
Can you see what I'm seeing? How is this even real?
There's a secret room up a spiral stairway.
I'm not really into going to places where I'll be just one of the many people looking at the same spot. If you're already familiar with the peak of the Balkans, you know that there are a few places here where people go the most. And one of them is the Blue Eye. It's a lake. That's why I'm doing today, or at least I'll try, to hike to a lake where I hope not many people go. So I'm keeping it chill for now, but I know I have to climb that mountain. I have this nagging feeling my legs will regret this hike tomorrow.
The best part about these mountains, the variety of trails. Not into the most popular route, Peaks of the Balkans has you covered.
My mind has been blown so far. It looks like a green screen. It looks surreal. These mountains, they look surreal. This is maybe going to be my favorite part of Europe so far.
There's so much choice here, and I love that freedom immediately. The main trail is marked with red, white, red stripes all across the mountains. I wasn't planning to hike the entire loop, no time. But I wanted to spend several days in this paradise covering some of the steepest sections as a personal challenge.
I'm starting to worry about the water. I passed one water stream and I wanted to get water from it, but at the same time, 3 other hikers passed through the same stream and they told me they got food poisoning from drinking stream water that was too close to Theth, probably because of the cattle. It doesn't seem like there will be any other stream.
Take your heart's desires and let them go. Let them run across the bridges between the worlds we know.
Some people looked at me with pity and gifted me a whole bottle of water.
You choose which seeds to plant, then you watch them grow. Watch them grow. Watch them grow. Watch them grow. Watch them grow.
Whoa, that was a pretty brutal ascent. They were right. It's almost 5. It will be pitch black by 8. I still have to keep in mind that I have to come back before it gets dark. One hiker on the way told me that the whole descent here is a bit boring because you just need to look down, because there's a lot of loose rocks. You don't want to fall, so it's boring. But actually, I think it's like a meditation. You really need to focus. I mean, ascending is also a meditation in itself. Like for me, at least, that's when I focus on my breathing. That's why I love hiking, because it's like a meditation without an app.
It may feel remote and unreachable, but honestly, it's so well organized. Even if you arrive less prepared than I did, it's surprisingly easy. Local guest houses can arrange buses, ferries, whatever you need. The only downside of packing so few clothes? Constant laundry, which means not everything is dry in the morning.
They're still soaked here.
Such a lovely guest house. Today I'm hiking around 20 kilometers to Valbona Valley. It's one of the most popular hikes here. If you're wondering how to get food from here, usually you get breakfast when you book accommodation, and you can also purchase an extra dinner. They can also pack a lunch for you for takeaway. I still have some snacks. I think I'm just gonna use them to fuel my body. I am a little bit sore, but I stretched after yesterday's hike. I feel like my muscles are ready for another day of hiking. It's an incredible feeling. These people here that you meet in the small guest houses, people from all around the world, and we are all here for these mountains. We're all on the same boat, and we meet here in the middle of nowhere, and we share stories. We give ourselves tips. I think this is a very beautiful feeling. I'm happy to be here.
Has been bringing me down for so long now. I'm tired of the fight.
Such a lovely pit stop. There's a lot of wasps in this area, and there was one in my bidec. The hike itself, brutal. Way more climbing than I expected, but there were moments to stop and pet horses, forage a little, even hug some trees. So soft. The climb is relentless. You know, I haven't done that in a while.
Every time I look up into a sea of people reaching out for love. No, you ain't gonna tell me, ain't gonna tell me, gotta pick a side in the war. Need a little something more to fill my soul. Get it off my mind, what's been on my mind? Get it off my mind.
And when I finally started descending, I didn't want the trail to end. The views were unreal, like nothing I'd seen in a long time. Watching the footage back, I felt a bit ridiculous, because in half of the clips I'm just saying things like, wow, this is awesome. But honestly, sometimes the touristy trails are popular for a reason. And this one is absolutely worth it.
And now 14 kilometers left of only descending. Woohoo!
If you're enjoying this video so far, leave a thumbs up. It really helps push it out to more people. You're awesome. Thanks.
These feelings taking me right back. All the time apart on a different tracks. You got the looks to make me melt. Depth of the deep I see. Oh, and I'm wondering about these feelings and what do they mean? Oh, is it in my head or just a dream? And what does it mean to you, my friend?
I guess that the tourism must have boomed here just a few years ago, because even this road is brand new and they don't even have a sidewalk yet. If you still want to explore this raw Albania, it's really the last time, maybe last call to come here.
I just arrived at my guest house, and this is the mountain tea that they brewed me. You know, I always have such great, interesting conversations with people I meet during lunch and breakfast that I always leave so late. I'm like the last one to leave the guest house. Look at this.
These must be the most delicious blackberries.
Today I tried to cover 18 kilometers through Chedem. The trail is marked, but nature clearly wanted to reclaim it.
Today I'm ascending 1200 meters again and I'm not feeling great. I feel a little bit sick. My throat is sore. Probably it's a mix of exhaustion and being cold at night. And last night I washed my hair, yay. And then I went to sleep with wet hair and I woke up today a bit sick. I need to take a painkiller because I feel like with each hour I feel sicker and sicker. I feel like crap today. I take more breaks than usually. It sucks being sick. Going hiking in the mountains, it sucks.
At one point I thought electrolytes and yesterday's stale cornbread would save me. They didn't. My body just had nothing left. It's been years since I've tackled this much elevation, so no surprise I was crashing hard.
Like a phoenix, I am rising with the power of the sun.
I am so slow today, especially when going uphill. I'm at this guest house. A kid that rides a bike on the main road pulled me in here because I can apparently eat something here. It's very hard to order something, but I think I'm gonna get something vegetarian. That was a good pit stop. Gave me some energy to hike. I decided to move on and hike to the Kolata viewpoint to my next guest house. It's 4 kilometers, but it's very steep. I honestly needed that food to keep going. I'm on a trail that is not very well marked, and I really doubt there will be any people here, which means that I might encounter bears. Something I don't want to. I just met some guy. He told me it's a bit late to go there. Then he asked me from where I am and I said I'm Polish. And he said, then you're gonna make it.
But let me tell you, I've never had so much adrenaline on this hike I did that day. The idea that I might run into a bear made me speed through the forest like a gazelle. I met a few hikers along the way, but none of them were going in my direction, which meant one thing: I needed to move fast.
I don't know why I feel this doubt. Just wanna work it out. Turn on the light. Don't know what I do right here with no one.
Finally, after a creepy stretch of forest, the trees opened up. A meadow appeared, with alpine huts scattered on the horizon and the most epic view. And then I hiked further, and somehow the views just kept getting better. These mountains are unreal. The higher I went, the wilder and more isolated it felt. Just a few shepherds in their huts, and way more animals than people.
No! These dogs are so territorial. I had to find another way. I love dogs, but these dogs are not friendly. Nope. They are here to do their job.
I'm in a universe of my own, and I ain't no clone. I know exactly what I need, just a room to breathe. I know exactly who I am. I've always had a plan.
I'm almost in Montenegro and I still can't see my guest house. There's been no sign, but I asked one local woman and she told me I just have to go up. Like that is an actual direction. Bye bye, Albania. Hello, Montenegro. Yeah. This is a border. Oh my god, I can see something. Kolata view, oh my god, it actually exists. 800 meters more. What the hell? What a spot! My balance is not so good anymore. I lose it easily. Blueberries. Did I get food poisoning from the blackberries before? Doesn't matter. These blueberries I know from Iceland. And they taste exactly the same, but they grow at the altitude of 1900 meters above sea level. Wow, so many of them. Let's see my guest house. I'm so happy it exists. Hello. Hello. I have a reservation, Veronica. Okay. Faleminderit.
Presido.
Can you believe that I have this little hut to myself? Like, this is such a unique place. What a view! Oh, my legs!
Look at this place. Never seen anything like this in Europe before.
That night, I had a simple but delicious vegetarian Albanian dinner. Because even though I crossed Montenegro, I had to come back to Albania again. And then I collapsed into bed. The next morning, I woke up sicker than the day before. So I had to take an entire day off. At least I finally had time to sleep, journal, and even do a little foraging.
This is the only place where you get surface for like kilometers. I came here to forage and to let everyone know that I'm alive, but on my phone there's no internet. If you're wondering if there's any bugs here, in general, no. Maybe because it's so cold. The only one is here, behind me, resting on a wall for the past 10 hours. It's a grasshopper. It's just not green. I don't know why. What happened to it? And it's just been with me the whole day. It's my pet now.
And if you ever stay at this guest house, which I honestly recommend, pack warm clothes. The mornings here are freezing. And if you're hoping to stick to a strict gluten or dairy-free diet while hiking these mountains, good luck. I had to sacrifice a lot of my usual food rules just to keep my body fueled.
For the breeze, and I know her.
It's been so weird to have lived 48 hours without internet and counting. I feel so rejuvenated today. I don't feel almost sick at all, which makes me so happy because I'm gonna submit Zla Kolata today. Oh my god, I don't want to leave this place.
7 days I'm in summer, put it to rights. 7 days I'm a look, the summer's gone. 7 days in a place that I belong, that I belong, that I belong, that I belong.
I started with a heavy climb, going to be around 700 meters, and then descending 1,800. And I am just wondering how am I going to get there.
Zla Kolata is a peak of over 2,500 meters above sea level. Was it on my bucket list? No, but I wanted a challenge. I didn't have internet access to research it, so I just went for it, scrambling up steep rocky cliffs until I couldn't anymore.
And I'm thinking about turning back. I would have felt much safer if I had a helmet on. I can't imagine myself climbing over there. Remember when I told you that I fear everything? I fear that mountain right now. But it's good to fear mountains. I feel it can be very foolish if you don't. Now the question, will the mountain let me in?
And here's my honest advice. Don't summit a mountain just once in your life. It shifts the way you think about limits, ego, choices, expectations. I didn't make it to the top. The summit was only 150 meters away, but I turned back. And I'm grateful I was kind to myself that day, when my balance was shaky and I clearly hadn't recovered from being sick.
I know her, a healer that believes in me.
On the way down to Valbona Valley, I stopped at a tiny cafe for chai and the stalest bread I've ever eaten. But honestly, I was so hungry I could have eaten a rock. The next day, I caught Ferry from Fierza to Komani Lake. It's one of those must-do tourist things here. But for me, it was just the only way out. And wow, it couldn't have been more picture perfect. If you want to see more adventures, check out this video linked above. Another hike that completely blew my mind, just like Albania did. Thanks so much for watching. Have you ever heard of the Accursed Mountains or ever been here yourself? Drop a comment and let me know. See you in the next video. Bye!